Fantagraphics has 3 awesome books coming out this week that I'm highlighting on the channel over the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Today we're talking about Santos Sisters by Greg and Fake. Stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And we're back. I am Taylor. This is Taylor Talks Comics. Thank you for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. Like I said in the opening, we've got 3 Fantagraphics books coming out this week that I'm showing off, so you don't want to miss out on that. Subscribe if you want to see that. Today we're talking about Santos Sisters. And this is one of my favorite comic book series to come out the last few years. You can see a couple of the single issues here. I'm showing off the full book, which I'll get to in a second. And I think I have issues 1 through 4, at least. I can't find the other issues, though. But I was picking these up from my comic book shop, and right away, when I saw this series being advertised, I was instantly sold. The idea that it's like this pastiche of old Archie comics, but with like superheroes and funny animal comics mixed in, and it's done on this cheap newsprint paper. Like, the whole package in itself was like, I have to pick this up and see what this is about. And I absolutely fell in love with it. Just overall, like, the whole package of it. It's just put up by Floating World, too, these single issues are. The hardcover's put up by Fantagraphics, I should say. But even just, like, obviously you have, like, the top third banner, like a classic comic. There's, like, the little funny gags, like it's 420, science-free comic, so there's no science involved, which is a gag, which I'll get to. Ages 13 plus, be prepared to show ID. Finally, a comic for Generation X. Like, just like funny little gags all over throughout the entirety of these comics. And like I said, it's done on this cheap newsprint too. These single issues put up by Floating World. I think they're up to issue 8 now, if I'm not mistaken. But they are ads too. They sell ads to people, so you'll see like podcasts or some even fake ads in there too. And then here's the original idea for Santos Sisters, which is collected in the hardcover. But really a fun series. Check out Floating World Comics to pick up on that, or just follow Greg and Fake on Instagram. Definitely a good follow. Now let's get to the hardcover. Now this collects the first 5 issues of Santos Sisters, and it's done in this beautiful package. I gotta show this off here. So it's done with this clear acetate cover. I'm trying to pull this off so I can really get the reveal, where you see the Santos Sisters out of costume underneath. So this is a clear cover, and then here's what it looks like underneath. It's a really cool idea. And then on the back here, you have like the text, and then when it goes away, no trade dress on the back there. And then the spine of the book, which I think the spine on the thing is just completely clear. There's nothing on that. But the spine of the book here, you see Volume 1, which makes me excited. I hope that Fantagraphics keeps collecting these. So, like I said, they're up to issue 8, and then they have a Halloween special as well. So this collects issues 1 through 5. So including the Halloween special issue they did, which I have that issue too somewhere. So I have issues 1 through 4 in the Halloween special, I think. Regardless, they have almost 5 issues now. So if they do issue 9, and with the Halloween special, like put out another hardcover, maybe 2026, we'll see that, hopefully. But you see it's Santos Sisters, Greg and Fake, and then the Fantagraphics logo. And then here's the back cover. And the back cover has, you can see it's, the stars are glittery there. And then here is the end papers on this side. There's like a blown up panel from the comic itself. And then on the back, end papers are different. Here's a title page. And then here's this awesome image, 2-page spread showing off a lot of the different characters you're going to encounter. So the Santos Sisters are Elena and Ambar. You get Craig the Handsome Barbarian, Full of Venom Alacran, Mean and Bad Monroe, 8-Ball, Spit and Shine, those two, Weird AI Inkovich, and Bridget Spinner. And then here's a table of contents. So you have issue number 1 with all the different stories involved, issue 2, 3, 4, 5, and then some bonus material. So overall, it's about 150 pages, a little shy of 150 for this hardcover. and then we get into it. So one thing I will say, there are no covers in here. So all the great covers that you get on the single issues are not included in the book itself. There's no separation between issues either. So you'll just have to pay attention to the table of contents. It's like issue 1 was a giant-sized issue, you'll see. It's a 56-page spectacular. And so that ends on, I'm assuming, around page 56. Because there were ads and things. So let's go to right here. Spit and Shine. The Spit and Shine story starts off issue number 2. So see, issue number 1 ends, and then issue 2 begins. There's no cover separating them, which was a little unfortunate. I always like when my collections of books have all the covers in between. It's like you're reading the collected edition as if they're bounding all the comics and things. However, when you're publishing on a small publisher like the single issues are, with Floating World, I don't mind having a little bit of incentive for people to go purchase the single issues. Other than that, I have no gripes with this package of this hardcover. Everything else is beautiful. And these comics are hilarious. Like, these are some of the few comics that make me laugh out loud. They're definitely, you can see as based on the artwork, total pastiche of old Archie comics, but with these superhero sisters. Now, there's totally, like, this comic is totally divorced of, like, any of your pathos or origin stories of your superpowers or anything like that. In fact, the origin story is listed on the back here. Let me, if I get this back here. Your origin story is, one day, while combing the beach, the Santos sisters discovered a pair of beautiful medallions. What happened next changed their lives forever. That's your origin story on the back of the cover of the book. You don't have to worry about understanding that or where they got the powers or anything like that. It's really just these two teenagers going on this, being teenagers, going to the mall, dating, whatever, and then they encounter a villain like the Scope here, which is a totally like Rob Liefeldian creation, and then they have to use their medallions to get their powers, and then go on and fight the Scope. If there's any question if it was Rob Liefeldian or an inspiration or homage to him, we have a journalist here. Rob Liefeld-Teeth is the journalist in this universe. And that's what you're going to get from this comic. It's total like Easter eggs to funny things like that. They wear their inspirations on their sleeves. And it's just hilarious. Like the pathos of having superheroes fight villains to prevent them from conquering the world is not what you're reading this for. It's just like this funny comic where the superhero stuff is just there for kind of to move the story along. Otherwise, it's just a funny comedy comic. It's the way I best describe this too is that it's like you even get what's this name of this character? Snow Scratch. And you can see he's very phallic in the way he looks. And then they pull his mask off, and it's very Scooby-Doo like. But the way I describe this to people is like it's for kids that grew up reading Archie comics and maybe some 90s comics, because there is some like Rob Liefeld jokes. You can see this character's kind of Deadpool looking too. And now they're adults now, and they want to read something with more adult humor, because this is very much adult humor book. There isn't like, it's not like R-rated, I wouldn't say. I guess they said 13 plus on that book, or like comic, the single issue. But the humor is definitely for adults, so I would not give this to any kids, even though it looks, like I said, like the Archie comics. I guess there's a scantily clad woman right there. But, so it's totally for kids that grew up reading Archie comics that are now adults and want to kind of still get that vibe, but with more adult humor. The Boozy Bees are these funny, they're kind of like the Itchy and Scratchy of this universe, where it's like the TV show they watch. So you'll get some strips like this where they're mostly silent, of the Boozy Bees, which are also hilarious and kind of breaks up the stories and things. Craig the Handsome Barbarian is this other character that you'll meet. There's so many fun characters throughout as well. There's so much fun. I can't recommend this comic enough. Like I said, it's one of my favorite comic book series that came out over the last few years, and I was collecting the single issues. I was stoked that when I found out that Fantagraphics was collecting it in a hardcover. So Can't recommend that enough. But in the back here, in the special features, you get this back page, which is like a cool pinup of a bunch of different characters. You get the Santos sisters in Harry Teen. So this was actually collected in the back of the giant size issue number 1. You can see, you can even compare and contrast the newsprint to the, because this is like in a thick matte paper. But it was collected before. This was like the original Santos sisters comic, the one that like set it all up was like the first pitch, I guess, to do this series. And they collected back here, which I'm glad they have. And then here's all the single issues that they've come out with so far. Issue number 1 had 3 printings, it looks like. Yeah, here's the first printing, second printing, and then issue 2, 3, 4, 5, and then third printing of the 2 issue number 1. So these are all the issues that are collected in the. So I guess the covers are there. If you want to look at what the covers look like for each issue, they're all back here. And then here's some acknowledgments. So Greg and Fake, I'm not even entirely sure, to be honest, who Greg and Fake is. If Greg and Fake is 2 people, 1 person, if there's a lot of kayfabe going on here. But I will say, this does explain some writers and things that helped them with the story. Again, I don't know how much of this is legitimate or kayfabe or whatever, but I don't care because I love this comic. And Justin Allen Spencer did design this book. I do want to credit him because the book is amazingly, it's beautiful. I love the cool cover reveal of the sisters. And a big thanks to Tucker Stone and Fantagraphics for sending me out this review copy. But I can't recommend this enough. It's so much fun. It's just a lighthearted comfort comic for you to read and enjoy on a summer afternoon or spring afternoon, sipping some lemonade, and that's it. But that's the Santos sisters from Fantagraphics. It comes out this week. I can't recommend it enough. One more time for the cover reveal. So cool. But thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up. Comment down below with your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you like Fantagraphics books. I'm showing off a lot of them this week. And keep talking comics.